you're working. You're trying to make money. Like you've put your efforts into trying to work rather than focus on the things that's made you break up for your relationship. If it's finally done, like what's been said, and if it's finally done, then it's finally done, and you need to kind of turn and say to myself, well, you know what? Let me focus on myself. Now I've turned and said to you earlier on that I would use going out or maybe focusing on meeting someone or whatever else not. And these things, I suppose are good in some senses and bad in other senses, because you've got to realize to yourself, maybe your relationship, like Rain said, isn't completely done. So you got work to do in your relationship, and you can maybe be able to you got time to be able to fix it. I kind of just go on a thing where I'm like, if it is done, if it's completely done, and you said it's done, then let me just kind of move on and distract myself and go on to other things and go out with the man them and go out and do this and do that. And right or wrong, it's a distraction. The one thing I would say to anybody that's in any type of deep hurt is I would always say to them, you know what, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And I've always said that to anybody that's ever come, any of my friends that have ever come to me, I said to myself, you know what, if it is broken up and it is finished, there is light at the end of the tunnel and you can move on. You know what I mean? If this isn't for you, then there is going to be somebody else that's out there for you. And you just need to realize to yourself that there's going to be a moment where you look back at this situation and it doesn't mean anything anymore. And I'm sure everybody in the room has got a moment where they can say to themselves, I love this girl, or I cared about this girl, and I thought the world of her, and I was in so much pain when we broke up. And then now they're like, yeah, that's just a part of my history. Do you know what I mean? And that's something I think everybody has to take into consideration, that at one point, this will happen. And if someone is in a dark place at this point, just realize that's yourself, that it will change. It will move on.
Thanks a lot, Tom, for that.
Right, you can call me Tongo.
Tongo there, you know? You know what it is? This is what happens when you're reading. When you're reading,
Tongo.
When you're reading energizing and entertaining comments. So shout out to everyone who's been on the live. Bun Highly Blessed Joseph. I'm going to quickly pick a couple through before we end up now. She said, my guidance would be don't get under to get over, meaning don't do the rebound unhealed thing. I think I was going to say that Sorelli had the bar of the day, you know, because his line, if I can find it, was a killer. He said, no woman wants a man that cries after sex. This woman was talking about emotions and men being emotional and being in touch with their communication and feelings and stuff. But I think that's just been trumped. So shouts out to Bun Highly Blessed Joseph, who says that you can't be anything to anybody until you're everything to yourself. That for me is the line of the day. So shout out to everyone who's joined on the live and on the Instagram. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. Catch the full episode there. Next episode, like I said, is going to be the MT podcast, Single Fathers, Is It Your Fault? This is that's gonna be pepper. Believe me, real pepper. But this has been the MT podcast. Shout out to everyone who has been logged in. And from the MT podcast, if the glass ain't half full, it's empty. Thank you very much for joining us. Yeah.